Lila Olson is a freshman on the Golden Girls dance team here at Kickapoo. We asked her some questions about her first year of high school experience with dance and academics. Our first question was, how do you balance school and dance? Lila told us she makes sure to focus and be productive in class. Doing school dance team and studio dance, she doesn't have much time for homework. Most of her days start with school from 8:10 to 3:10, then Palms after school 3:20 to 5:30, then going to her dance studio 6 to 9 or 9:30. She uses her time wisely to stay on top of all her work. Our next question was, what inspired you to do dance? Lila says her sister was her biggest inspiration growing up. She's constantly following in her footsteps, so when her sister started dancing, Lila knew that's what she wanted to do. Our last question was, what are your goals for dance? Lila has many goals for herself this year and many years away. This year she wants to place at her competitions, including regionals and state, which are coming up in the new year. She also hopes for successful first year competitions with her studio. Lila's goals for the future include dancing in college. Vincent Meyer is a sophomore at Kickapoo. While being a great student, he also made a name for himself in videography. He makes highlight videos for athletes in the area. Our first question was, how do you balance school and work? Vincent says he has to take up jobs upon his own time. Therefore, most of his work doesn't affect his academics because it is not a full-time job. Right now, Vincent is still 15, but he says when he turns 16, he will start working more. Our next question was, what inspired you to start videography? Vincent told us his main inspirations for starting videography were his friends and peers around him. Some of these people include @JBands and @BigToe. But he says there are many more creators in the area who inspired him as well. Our last question was, what are your goals for videography? Vincent says his goal for this job is to create more videos and content for athletes to get them the exposure he knows he would love to have for himself as an athlete. Gabby Williams is a junior at Kickapoo. She's involved in a number of groups here at Kickapoo, including Care Team, Yearbook, Chief Mentors, 21 Chiefs, Spanish Club, Spanish Honor Society, and National Honor Society. Our first question was, how do you balance school and these clubs? Gabby says her main strategy is time management. She makes sure to plan and stay motivated to get the work done. Our next question was, what inspired you to join these clubs? She said she wanted to have an input in her school and make a good impression. She thinks it's important to be involved in her community. Our last question was, what are your goals for these clubs? She says her goals for the future are to apply everything she's learned from these clubs to her everyday life. She wants to continue being involved in her community when she goes to college as well. Ellie Guthrie is a senior at Kickapoo. She's captain of the varsity golf team and a 4-year golf member. She has gone to state her junior and senior year, being one of 2 girls to make it this year. Our first question was, how do you balance school and golf? She says she really has to pay attention in her classes and stay focused. She uses her time and resources wisely. Our next question was, what inspired you to start golf? Ellie told us that her parents inspired her to play golf. They wanted her to do something she loved and have a fun time. Our last question was, what are your goals for golf? Her goal for this year was to make it to state, and she did just that. She was one of 2 members to go on to state this year, and she had a successful trip. Hope you enjoyed learning about your fellow Chiefs. #ChiefPride.